Hey guys, Celtic Fury 3 here, doing another Rome 2 Total War commentary. This battle will be a 3 versus 3 with my two buddies, SFA Cowboy commanding the Bactrians, me, Celtic Fury 3, commanding the Egyptians, and Greek Vengeance commanding the Egyptians as well. Against our opponents, Taniwa commanding the Carthaginians, Gooseman commanding Sparta, and Boon 28 commanding Macedon. My army, personally, before we get into the battle, consists of 6 heavy cavalry, 3 bowmen, and 4 medium-grade melee infantry, these thorax swordsmen. And my opponent, the Carthaginian, commands 3 melee cavalry, including his general, 3 Cretan archers, 2 hoplites, and 5 heavy melee infantry. On the battle, though, I didn't face against the Carthaginian. I actually faced against Macedon here. I'm going to go ahead and put this video in slow motion so I can go over these armies really fast. In our center, we have SFA Cowboy with 3 thorax swordsmen on his right flank, 2 Bactrian Royal Guard heavy hoplites in his center, and Bactrian Hillmen and more Bactrian Royal Guard on his left flank. For missile infantry, he's got 2 elite Persian archers and 2 mercenary Syrian archers, and his cavalry contingent is 2 Bactrian noble horse with Indian armored elephants in between those two. On our far left, we have Greek Vengeance, whose general unit is Royal Peltasts, has a core, it looks like, of Thurios spears, and 6 thorax swordsmen on either flank, and with more, thorax pikemen in the center, guarding his Egyptian slingers, it looks like. Yeah. Alright, so, enemy armies really fast. The Macedonian has 4 Thessalian cavalry, all on his left wing. The rest of his army is thorax pikemen, more thorax pikemen, and I think he's got some foot companions. No, never mind, just all thorax pikemen. And the rest is just light peltasts, 6 light peltasts, and royal peltasts as his general. The Spartan in the enemy center has 4 citizen cavalry on his left flank, with Spartan pikemen, 8 Spartan pikemen, with 4 Perioikoi peltasts and Perioikoi pikemen as a reserve. And his general unit is Heroes of Sparta. And then the Carthaginian on our right, on the enemy's right flank, our left flank, is Carthage, and he's got 3 mercenary Cretan archers and mercenary Samnite warriors. He's got, looks like 5 of them, yeah. With noble cavalry as his general's guard unit, and he's also got, what does he got here? Late Carthaginian hoplites and mercenary Campanian cavalry. Must be a DLC unit. Anyway, let's get this battle rolling. Really quick, as the armies start to march towards each other, look at our center. SFA Cowboys just walking out there all confident. Anyway, I wanted to talk about my channel really fast. I know I haven't posted in a while. Junior year was really busy. Senior year is way less intense. So it should be better for me to record during my senior year. I also want to talk really quick about Rome 2. I originally wanted to come back. I decided, Rome 2 was really, in my opinion at least, a horrible Total War game. Not a bad game, just a horrible Total War game as compared to the rest of the series. And I want to do a critique on it. And what I noticed on YouTube is that no one was critiquing the historical inaccuracies and the combat realism, the lack of combat realism in Rome 2, which there is a lot of if you pay close attention. But honestly, I didn't have enough people to do it. It was going to be a big project. I didn't want to just do one little 5-minute critique video, which I might still end up doing. So consider that a possibility in the future. I just wanted to say that I'm not necessarily advocating Rome 2. I'm also not hating on it. I don't hate the game necessarily. I'm frustrated with it, but I just wanted to say I'm not advocating it by doing Rome 2 commentaries. It's just, honestly, I'm into the ancient era, and I like multiplayer, and not many people play Rome 1 multiplayer, like they used to at least. Alright, back into the battle. So, our left flank, our ally on the left flank is starting to peel off to go take care of the Carthaginian, and the Macedonian is sending forth his cavalry, which is inferior to mine. I found it interesting that he chose to fight me. Pro tip: when you have a contingent of your army such as your cavalry, that's inferior, don't choose battle. You know, try to fight the battle on your terms. I evenly number his cavalry, but they're quite superior, and you're gonna see that they're gonna win this battle. So here we are engaging. I'm moving up my archers because he's moving his peltasts to try and support his cavalry, but he's not gonna move them up too much more because he understands that he'll get caught by my archers, and that will be painful for him. Here I am, left flank cavalry. My buddy SFA Cowboy is sending some Bactrian horse as support, and I'm sending forth my horse as a deterrent for, you know, I know they're going to get crushed, but they'll do significant damage if the Spartan decides to send forth his cavalry. On the left flank, the Carthaginian and the Egyptian are starting to come to battle as our buddy Greek Vengeance is drastically losing the missile fight. Back to the right flank, my cavalry I'm pretty much just cleaning up right now. It was really a disaster for the Macedonian Boon 28. As you can see here, they've come into contact now. The infantry are moving in, and the cavalry have already engaged. The issue on the left flank here is he got his cavalry caught up. Not only are they already losing because they're light cavalry, but now he's sending in spears and flanking cavalry. So he's going to lose that cavalry fight horridly. My buddy's Bactrian noble horse got caught on some pikes because he didn't micromanage them right. And here are my cavalry cleaning up, and I'll finish with those horsemen. Now here's my fault. I should have been paying more attention and used this Ptolemaic cavalry to flank, which I completely and entirely didn't. Just totally forgot about it. Didn't notice. Another little tip from the battle, something that we can all learn from, is make sure and always pay attention to what's going on in your allies' armies and what's going on in your flank. It pertains not only to your allies because it's a team game, but it pertains to your entire team, and it pertains to you. You know, if your allies lose in a game like Total War, it's going to greatly reduce your chances of winning. Anyway, so here comes a Macedonian. He's running up his pikes, not because he likes to expose his archers, but because those elephants were an issue for him. But they've all been killed now. And I'm moving in my cavalry. He's trying to react with his royal peltasts in an attempt to deter my cavalry, but quite frankly, it can't work. One infantry unit is outmaneuvered by 4 cavalry units, and I'm just using my archers right now to skirmish with his peltasts and such. On our left, the Egyptian, you can see he's being cleaned up quite handily. It's really not going well for him at all, and that was really me and Cowboy's fault. We should have been paying more attention. If you'll notice, the Spartan really hasn't been active. He really wasn't the whole battle, which actually, believe it or not, presented a challenge at the end, and really affected the battle in a big way. Not necessarily to our advantage. Anyway, he's advancing his pikes. He has to attack now. He can't just sit there and take a beating from my missile units and my cavalry. So I'm just outmaneuvering him. This is just what I do. I call it peeling off. Breaking your center. You split up your infantry first of all in 2 groups, and then from the 2 groups you split, you know, like these outer infantry would go farther and these guys would go straight back, and these guys would peel off more. Also, the Bactrian center, my ally Cowboy is moving in to help crush the Macedonian, because the Carthaginian is far enough away that he's not a threat right now, and the Egyptian Greek Vengeance was able to escape with 4 Thurios spears, which are actually going to be quite a big help at the end of the battle. I'm right now just trying to move in and crush his units. You can see now my infantry are starting to engage because he was just plain outmaneuvered, and you can't really blame him. He has no cavalry, and when you have only pikes, when you have a cheese army like that, you're gonna get outmaneuvered, especially someone that knows how to do it. And I really don't like pike armies, so I've always made an effort to know how to outmaneuver them. Anyway, my cavalry are moving in, just harassing them, you know, hitting them from the side, hitting this general unit here, getting a good charge. And you can see all these soft missile units about to get crushed by this cavalry charge. And my infantry have swarmed his. You can see, you know you've outmaneuvered pikes well when there are absolutely no pikes out. They're all fighting with their swords, and they're not designed to fight with their swords. They're designed to fight in a phalanx, so they're not going to do well here. He basically gets crushed. So now the issue is the Carthaginian and the Spartan, because Macedon is, as you can see, he's done for. He's gone. The Carthaginian made honestly the smart move to pull back and join the Spartan line. Here we have the Spartan cavalry trying to harass us and destroy his missile units, but it's going to be for nothing because the cavalry gets surrounded and they're going to get crushed. Let's see. Now we just need to reform and break the Spartan and Carthaginians. Now the issue is, yes, we beat one player, but we almost lost one player of our own, which I would say is even. Plus, neither of my allies have cavalry, which is bad for us, which they still have cavalry. Luckily, I still have cavalry, but nonetheless. And the Bactrian army, and my army as well, has been battered quite a bit while taking down those two opponents. Basically, it's the theory Sun Tzu put out that, surrounded men will fight to the death. And, of course, that's not exactly the theory in this game. It's just that, we concentrated 3 versus 1 and 2 versus 1, and our armies took a huge beating for that reason. Anyway, here I am chasing down Macedonian light peltasts. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward the battle a little bit because I had to rest my army. So we were in team speak, and I was like, don't move up because my army needs to rest a little bit. So anyway, now the Bactrian still has all his infantry. He's done an excellent job at using his infantry well and keeping them preserved. And the Egyptian still has 4 fairly intact Thurio spears. In fact, they're extremely intact. I don't know how he pulled that off. Because otherwise, no offense, his army was butchered by Carthage. It's pretty bad. Anyway, as you can see, the Carthaginian army is 100% intact. Nothing lost, except for, I think, a cavalry unit. And the Spartan army is not missing anything except for his cavalry. So here, I move up my archers to skirmish with his. I'm actually, instead of focusing on his peltasts, I'm focusing on his pikemen, and especially because I'm shooting at them from where their shields aren't. I'm shooting from here, so their shields can't cover them as well. And as you can see, I've already caused massive casualties on that one unit. But now I'm withdrawing because he's peppering me with these Cretan archers, and those guys will put the hurt on you if you're not careful. Anyway, he's moving out his Periakoi peltasts against my missile units, and trying to catch them and deter them away. You can't really blame him. Here, they're gonna skirmish for a little while, but my men don't have the ammunition, so I have to end up charging them in. Which, I mean, like, I don't know what better to do with missile units when they've run out of ammo. Plus, they're really bad in melee, so that doesn't go well for me. Here, right now, this is where I'm telling my allies, hey, just let me rest, because my men were exhausted from all that. When you outmaneuver pikes, you pay the price with fatigue. Mostly in my cavalry, you can see almost all of them are very tired, except for the general unit and my left-wing cavalry. Right about here is where I run out of ammo. You can see lots of them have stopped shooting, and I'm just gonna run them forward at the enemy peltasts. The elite Persian archers are pretty much taking a beating from these Cretan archers because they're concentrating on him. But he's getting off some shots with his left-wing missile units and trying to even that battle out. The Spartan is committing more of his peltast over here to attempt to win that missile fight faster, which you can see he is going to because I just charged these. I've got nothing better to do with these guys. They're carrying frickin' pocket knives, running at these guys because they're archers. They're not really equipped for melee. Anyway, the Carthaginian is now moving out his cavalry, and he's going to try to catch him here. This time, I'm going to pay attention, and I actually really caught the Carthaginian cavalry, and really was the sole factor of why it was destroyed, which was an important winning factor for us. is that his cavalry was destroyed. It doesn't guarantee victory, but you know it's better than nothing, obviously. Anyway, my bows are getting swallowed up by pikemen over there, and the Carthaginian continues to maneuver his cavalry around. You can see he got some cavalry behind because they don't have any cavalry to react to it. His missiles are all gone. They're gone. They're no longer existent. Here I start to move up my infantry. I can't not attack. My allies, this is one big gamble. You can see this infantry is, this entire army is kind of torn up a little bit, and they're receiving missile fire as they move in at heavy costs. And also there's cavalry moving against them, so this doesn't look good for us, especially with that Spartan in support. And I've got to break a Spartan nut with thorax swordsman. It's not gonna be easy. Anyway, here comes a Carthaginian cav, and I move my cavalry immediately to intercept it. And he's forming up on our left, trying to charge those missile units, almost certainly. Anyway, the Spartan foolishly continues to it's not that he's not helping his opponents. He's been using his cavalry and his missiles. He's just not committing fully. I mean, you gotta help out your teammates. And like I said at the beginning of the battle, I failed to do that, and that would be a huge deciding factor in the battle. Anyway, my very superior cavalry catch these mercenary companion cavalry. Actually, I don't think these cavalry are very bad. But my cavalry are superior nonetheless, and I'm going to be able to crush him there. The infantry management of SFA Cowboy and Greek Vengeance is extremely good, and they're going to crush this Carthaginian. It's going to cost dearly, but it's going to happen. My cavalry are now replenished with their fatigue, so I'm going to start maneuvering them soon. And here comes the Spartan. He finally realizes that he's got to do something. So he's going to start to move out these pikes, and this is exactly what we need. It's not easy. Like I said, it's not easy outmaneuvering pikes, but it's better that he's moving forward as opposed to standing still. Because I have no missiles. In order to make someone move, you have to have missiles or superior missiles, and I don't have any. So then there's no way to make him move on my own initiative. So anyway, he's moving out his entire army towards our center, or what's left of it, as they win the infantry fight over here. He's just moving out in an attempt to kind of swing around and swing like a door and crush them. But luckily, I'm going to get in there in time and at least try and stop him. I've got one of my swordsmen, my thorax swordsman, detached over here, chasing off Carthaginian infantry and just helping flank. I'm also trying to finish off, good grief, that Carthaginian general. And here comes the Spartan infantry, and it's really an issue for us because I'm too far away to support exactly. Here come my cavalry. I'm going to try and snag these Spartan missile units. And perfectly right here, his pikemen are turned to the side, which is just what I need to slide in there and cut them to shreds. Even though pikemen are way too strong, in my opinion, when attacked from behind, like they last way too long, it's still an advantage at least. As you can see, it's becoming a meat grinder over here of just mosh pit melee. You've got just a whole bunch of sword units, and what's bad is they're throwing in pikemen, and they're going to lose that fight, needless to say, because pikemen are so strong. So he's formed up a little corner defense, and my ally, our center, the pocket knife dudes, run in there, and they're gonna go mess up these. They're gonna try to mess up these Periclai peltasts. As you can see, there's a huge gap here, and hopefully, I can't remember if I do, but I think I exploit that. Here come my swordsmen from the flank into these Spartan pikemen. Catch them from the rear and help them try and win that battle. His SFA's Cowboys missile units are able to catch up with his Periclai peltasts, and my cavalry are moving in to help win that fight. Yeah, here I go. I'm starting to exploit this gap. I'm going to move up my center infantry and just snag him with javelins, and then I'm going to peel off like I was talking about earlier, and use these guys in the flank. You never want to approach pikes if you can in the flank. You always want to avoid that. This meat grinder is going against us. You can see the morale in general is in favor of the Spartans, and they've just got us. You know, these infantry, as good as they are going to get crushed. But Greek Vengeance is moving in some Therios spears on the flank of these Spartan pikemen, trying to sway that battle. Here come my infantry, and that'll be a huge deciding factor as to whether we can win over there. It will be extremely close, and it was a good game. And here, the Spartan center is starting to fall apart. His only way of winning this battle, as you can see, he just routed almost all of the Bactrian infantry. Actually, all of the Bactrian infantry. All it is Therios spears from Greek Vengeance and my infantry over there. That's the only people left. Luckily, his center is more or less fallen apart. He hasn't paid attention to these pikes. I'm going to punish him for it. I'm going to move in these swordsmen against him. But he does catch on last second and pulls off a maneuver. Actually, he's fairly good at maneuvering his pikes. He really is. He did a horrible job at working with his team, obviously, but he's not horrible at maneuvering his pikes. You can see he's actually gonna catch my swordsmen a little bit as I was moving them in. But these guys got caught, and they're gonna pay a heavy price for being flanked. Over here, because his pikes were caught in the flank by my swordsmen, they're just going to get slowly massacred. Despite my swordsmen being extremely outnumbered, the fact that I put them in their flank is going to give me a huge advantage. I'm moving my cavalry. I've got to make a decisive move right now. I can't risk this meat grinder of a Spartan line. You can see the pikes are turning around. I can't risk that going against me and losing the battle. So I'm going to move in my cavalry right there. Also, I'm moving in my Ptolemaic cavalry to help crush Spartan pikes, which you can see are facing the wrong way. However, they are crushing these sword units right here. So my cavalry get in there, and you can see the Spartans are starting to break. His general is shaken and wavering, and yeah, they're breaking. And I pop a rally and a stand firm or whatever it is to help really win that fight over there. Yeah, this is basically the battle. Things we can learn from this is always work with your team. As pikemen, I know I don't play with pikes much, so I can't give much advice, but don't get outmaneuvered by swordsmen. Don't fight a battle as far as a cavalry engagement at the beginning. Don't fight a cavalry battle that you know you'll lose. I don't even know why he didn't do phalanx. He just charged them in. I think he knew he lost at that point. Anyway, as far as the channel in the future, I think I'll be casually posting up Rome 2 videos. And if you like the content, you can go ahead and subscribe. That'd be great. It really helps me out. Or leave a like, or even better, honestly, don't leave a like or subscribe. Just give me constructive criticism. Hey, Kelt, you could have done this better. Hey, Kelt, do this better. All that jazz really helps me out. Anyway, I'll be continuing to post casual Rome 2 Total War commentaries. Mostly, yeah, I'm 90% sure it'll be entirely multiplayer that I'll be posting. It is a good game, especially in multiplayer. It's just not the best Total War, and I still might be doing a critique video on it. Anyway, that's the battle. Thank you so much for watching. This is Celtic Fury 3. I'm out. Oh, by the way, I was noticing with my friends, I deployed the least: 624, 924, 630, 938, 756. I deployed 518, lost the fewest: 518, 705, 528, 625, 656. I lost 316, and I killed the most. I was actually the only person to reach quadruple digits. So I was fairly happy with my honestly, it was all this cavalry. You can see cavalry is my strong suit, getting several hundred kills in total with my cavalry. So thanks so much for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.